Hello, this is Tom, aka Gedeon here for Tabletop Tap Room. Today we're doing bones to pick. I got a few bones to pick, and maybe if I pick these bones, we might save somebody from choking on one of them. So that's the hope. But before we get there, let me just say thanks for watching the video. Thanks to my subscribers. You guys are great. Don't forget, hit that like, subscribe, and bell icon. Help me build the channel. So bones to pick. Yeah, this video has been delayed for the past week. Things kept happening, and I was reporting on them. You're probably aware of some of those. A little dumpster fire that's between North Carolina and Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. And I was really thinking. I was really thinking up until yesterday when I finally found the anonymous email in my email queue that we just won't even report on that this week. Just let it go. You know, it'll be like we're wishing a happy Thanksgiving to this individual by not reporting on him at all. So just let it go. It'd be like my little happy Thanksgiving to him. But you get a little anonymous email, and it makes a threat about your wife. So I read it to her, and because I was really tempted to just do a whole video on this, but I read it to her, and she busted up laughing. She laughed and laughed, and I'm looking at her like, this guy made a threat about you, and you're laughing, and he's one of the little boys. He's one of the little boys in the group home or in the behavioral programs she ran. Because her whole career has been special ed and behavior issues, and this guy's got some behavior issues, and so she says he's one of my little boys, and she just laughed and laughed and laughed, and so we decided to just leave it alone this week. We won't even do the anonymous email. Maybe I will poll around the community, see if other people have gotten anonymous emails they want to share with me, and maybe we'll do a big anonymous email video next week. But we're going to wish Anonymous a happy Thanksgiving. Have a good time with your family. Even little boys should have a happy Thanksgiving. So moving right along, bones to pick. I had a bone to pick with Professor Dungeon Master. You say, Tom, are you serious? Professor Dungeon Master? Like his subs are, stratospheric compared to mine. How could I have a bone to pick Professor Dungeon Master? Well, he was reporting in his video on 5-year low in Hasbro stock. Went through the whole Entertainment One fiasco. They bought it for $4 billion, sold it for $500 million. Massive loss. Hasbro toys business down. He dug into the whole. There's some things in the watts, the digital revenue that kind of make things look good, but not necessarily. And he broke that down and dug into it. It was all good. It's all good material. But he got to the deck of many things. The deck of many things rollout was botched. They printed the decks where the cards were warped and bent, and they not printed on the right paper. I have to ask Dawn what it's called again. Black Core GS20, something like that, is the kind of paper that you have to get to print cards on. It's not actually made here in the U.S. It's made in China. But you can get some supplies from Canada, apparently, what I understand. Dawn keeps explaining it to me, and some of it just goes over my head. I'm like, yeah, it's way too much detail in the printing industry. But anyways, they used the wrong paper. They probably could not get this GS Black Core G620, whatever it's called, paper that you're supposed to use. It's the most premium quality of card stock for printing playing cards on. They probably couldn't get it, and they went with something cheaper, and it just didn't go well. So then Professor Dungeon Master was implying, this is, like this Chains of Asmodeus. There was no fanfare, there was no advertising. It just rolled out quietly. It just dropped, and this thing was good. It had this really great product that came out, and there was no fanfare. They didn't invest any marketing, and he just talked about how this Chains of Asmodeus, because its proceeds going to charity, they could have used this as a windfall in the whole marketing and PR windfall for the company, and they didn't, which implies that the Chains of Asmodeus is a watsi product. It is not. It's a DM's Guild product. It's not produced by watsi. It's produced by somebody that watsi let go of. It's a 2-year passion product. I mean, James Ohlen recruited other writers and artists. He got artists that worked on Wonder Woman and Stranger Things, and and they were like, "Oh, hey, you got that guy working with you? Oh, we want to illustrate all his work." I mean, he's like, "Okay," great interview. And one of the things that Professor Dungeon Master criticized was that Chains of Asmodeus came out PDF only, and that it was part of this whole push to digital. Well, guess what? He was wrong. It's coming out as a POD. And you learn that in the interview. There was a really dicey interview, link in the show notes. Manny Ortiz, and a great interview. I learned a lot about this product. That leads me to my second bone to pick. So first bone was Professor Dungeon Master. He was a little incorrect by implying Chains of Asmodeus was a PR failure because they could have used this to help them. No, they couldn't. It wasn't their product. The second bone to pick is with James Ohlen, who produced Chains of Asmodeus. And I'm not going to review it, okay, because I don't have a copy. But this is probably the best watsi product to come out in a long time, and it's not even a watsi product. Just saying. So during his interview, he was asked, he was talking about Tracy Hickman, and he referred to Tracy Hickman as the second father of D&D. Yeah, he went there. Notwithstanding that other people have typed up a fake letter claiming that Gygax said that Arneson was not the co-creator of D&D, that Brian Bloom was. Gygax would have never credited Brian Bloom as this co-creator. Never. Okay, just never. He would have just claimed it for himself. He would not given us co-creator. But so this whole thing, look, Arneson and Gygax are dead. They kissed and made up in their lifetime. Okay? They buried the hatchet, and they didn't do it in each other's head. So enough is enough. Arneson is the co-creator of Dungeons and Dragons. Just come on, people. Tracy Hickman is not the second father, and he doesn't even deserve billing as the third father. Now, Tracy Hickman is important. Don't get me wrong. The Hickman Revolution was a revolution. It had a tremendous impact on RPGs and gaming. The OSR has seen a resurgence in mega dungeons and sandbox gaming, and you cannot just wipe out everything of the past. Like, Hickman is the second father of D&D. I'm sorry, no, wrong. And I think these things are going to be cyclical. You'll see them that there'll be this resurgence of mega dungeons for a time, and a resurgence of I've been following some sandbox Kickstarters for sandboxing products. I think you're going to see this resurgence of sandboxing, and then suddenly, after these things play out for a little bit, people will be like, yeah, Hickman Revolution, and you'll see a resurgence of that. He's important, don't get me wrong. But he's not the second father. He's more like, somebody dated after they got divorced. I don't know. He's like, I just, yeah, I'm sorry. Let's stop ignoring the legacy of Arneson. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. Enough is enough. So, that's my bone to pick with Ohlen, that he said that, and he's just wrong. He's just absolutely wrong. Wrong. Hickman is not the second father of D&D, not even by a stretch. Now, the topic of being on Ohlen and Chains of Asmodeus brings me to watsi. How bad is it that the best watsi product to came out of DM's Guild, it was somebody that watsi let go of. Like, he should have just fired two of the regular incompetents and they doubled James Ohlen's pay and kept him around. He knows what he's doing. He clearly knows what he's doing and can produce a book. He can manage a project to completion, and it's everything that I've seen. This Chains of Asmodeus is going to be one of those touchstones in D&D, like Ravenloft. Ravenloft's a touchstone. People refer to it was innovative. It was, it's got replayability. It's innovative. It's just wow. Chains of Asmodeus has all of that and almost more than Ravenloft. So Chains of Asmodeus, I predict, could be wrong, but I predict it's going to be like 20 years from now, we're going to talk about Chains of Asmodeus as a touchstone, like Ravenloft. That's what I think. And that's somebody who's not even cracked the book yet. I don't have the PDF yet. So Chains of Asmodeus. It's the best 5e product come out, and it's not even watsi's. Okay. Proceeds go to charity. It's a high level campaign. There's precious few of those. watsi's putting out, because they did a survey and found that most campaigns peter out around 10, sweet spot being 7th level. And so that's their target. They just keep doubling down there. This is going to be one of those rare 10 to 20 level campaigns, and it looks like it's going to blow the doors off. And it's the best thing that watsi's done, but watsi didn't do it. It brings me to something I harp on, that creativity and innovation is not at watsi. It's in the third party producers. And the whole thing with the fact that Deck of Many Things is printed, and you've got this company that is the publisher of the world's biggest collectible card trading game, and they can't print a deck of cards. That's utterly incompetent. And what have we seen out of watsi this year? OGL. They did that creators conference out there in Seattle, and that was a joke. Incompetence. They've walked back the OGL scandal, put things in Creative Commons they shouldn't have put in Creative Commons, like Strahd's name, Beholder. So they put things in there. You can now use them. You just can't use the stats, but they put the names in there. So utterly incompetent. Kyle Brink apology tour, incompetent. Utterly incompetent. Just Deck of Many Things, and everything they've published this year. It's just the Howdlesy controversy. Remember that Spelljammer, where they redid the art from the minstrel shows, mocking black people for the Howdlesy. And they made them a slave race. It was just this huge thing. Most people didn't care, but it just blew up. And Wow, they did that. And while we're on that topic and then they blamed, oh, well, that wasn't us. That was because the original writers of the Hadozi, and we accidentally included it. It wasn't our fault. Total lie. Total lie. You know, total lie. And just piss people off. Well, guess what? The Hadozi 2.0 is here. This website just came out with this comparison of the old and the new D&D books, showing how they're editing and changing, because it's a living document and they're not going to have a change log. And they're showing how they're taking out savages, savagery, and civilization. Can't have these anymore. And I thought, oh, here we go, Newspeak, 1984, James Orwell. Thank you very much. And so I was rolling my eyes listening to Eric Tenkar's video tonight on that. And then I went, oh my word, they didn't just go there. And I was surprised Eric didn't comment on this. And that they went right up to the, because remember, orcs are black people. We didn't say that. They said that orcs are black people. So we can't call them evil. We can't call them savages. Can't call it the Savage Orc Horde. That's all them. That was all their decision. That's not us. Okay, I don't think orcs are black people. I think orcs are just evil monsters, because you got to have evil to fight. You got to have evil opposition. But they went right up to the line of another black stereotype. Forget the minstrel shows and the Hadozi. They went right up to the line with, oh, we're going to change the names of these savage orcs to burly orcs. And then they started talking about the sexual proclivities of the orc, and how they want to shag anything that walks. And I was like, oh my God, they didn't just go there. It's the black buck stereotype. Mandingo and the black buck, and they want our white women. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. Okay, after Hadozi 1.0, why are they doing Hadozi 2.0 with this black buck BS with the orcs and the burly orcs? Big, strong, burly orcs. Not too smart, but they want to screw everything walking. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. So even that. So it links to Eric's video, be in the show notes. Just utter incompetence, utterly incompetence. When you go to a Chinese restaurant, and sometimes you get the placemats. The placemats got the Chinese zodiac, and you're like, and so you're looking. Oh, this year's the year of the dragon. This year's the year of the rooster. This year's the year of the dog or rat, or I was born in the year of the rooster. Whatever, right? 2023 is going to go down as the year of Watsi's incompetence. Utter incompetence. It's been nothing but one piss poor handling of something after another all year long. And 2024 is not looking any better. Okay, 2023 is the year of Watsi incompetence. And it's not going to magically change. Barring a wish spell. Anybody got a wish spell? Anybody got a ring of wishes with some charges on it? Please. Watsi is utterly incompetent. White men get out of the hobby. Kyle Brink's apology tour. Who needs to get out of the hobby? These utterly incompetent Watsi executives, managers, brand managers. Get these dumb Fs out. Get these guys out. They need to leave. The faster they leave, the better off the hobby will be for it. Because Dungeons and Dragons, for better or for worse, has a major impact on the hobby. And these guys need to go. You need to shake up. You don't need more Microsoft people at WotC. You need more gamers. You need some more old school gamers at WotC. And I don't care what color they are. Black, white, male, female, identify as something. I don't care. You need good creatives in there who can create. We're not concerned about politics and being politically correct. You got to get rid of this. Get rid of this dead wood. And until you do, Watsi's going to suck. Okay. If Hasbro goes under and Watsi gets sold off, they could get sold to Hoover, Electrolux, Kirby, because they could get a job as a vacuum cleaner. That's how bad they suck. Watsi sucks. Should be a t-shirt. Watsi sucks. Kind of like how we had New York sucks t-shirts in Boston. Because Red Sox fans hate the Yankees. Anyhow, yeah, Watsi just absolutely is an unmitigated disaster of incompetence, and they suck. End of story. The executive suck. The managers suck. They just suck. They absolutely suck, and they can't produce a decent product at all. That's my 2 cents. That's my bone to pick. I'm irritated. So this is Tom for Tabletop Tap Room signing out. Thanks for watching the video. Yeah, I ranted a little bit. Every once in a while I do that. Sorry, my opinion. But if you disagree, tell me why. Tell me why. Tell me what product Watsi put out you thought was pretty good this year. I still dare say that the best innovation, the best creativity is in the third-party market. It is not at Watsi. It's with people that Watsi let go of. How incompetent is that? You let go of this guy and then he produces the best thing you ever produced as a passion project. It donates the proceeds to charity. It's utter incompetence. So keep on gaming. Just don't do it with a Watsi product. Check out Chains of Asmodeus. This thing I really think is going to be something well worth checking out. And I still don't even have the PDF.